welcome to another episode of Foundation Kids School at Home. We are so excited you've joined us here this morning, and we can't wait to dive into the letters L and M today. But as always, we are first going to stretch, so I need everyone to stand on up and get on your feet. Go ahead, make sure to shake out those limbs. You want to roll those ankles round and round. You want to do some good arm movement, so take your left arm and do a little whoop, and you're going to throw it back and go a little whoop back. I'm going to give 3 claps. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Let's do 5 stomps today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's see, let's do a real quick crisscross. So I'm going to take my legs, I'm going to cross them and come back out. You ready? You're watching? You're going to do it with me, right? 1, 2, 3. Crisscross. All right. We're going to sing our wake-up song to make sure everyone is awake this morning. So, if you will. Way up in the sky, the little birdies fly. Way down in the nest, the little birdies rest. Shh, don't wake the birdies. And up comes the sun, the dew falls away. Good morning, the little birdies say. Well, good morning. I hope you are wide awake now. We're going to get started today with our story. Now, our story today is called Madeline. And if you notice, Madeline starts with the letter M, right? What 2 letters are we talking about today? L and M. All right. I love this story. I read this one as a kid. I had a little Madeline doll. I loved it. So it starts out in an old house in Paris that was covered with vines. See all those vines? Lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. In 2 straight lines, they broke their bread. How many straight lines? 2. Look at them getting ready to eat. And brush their teeth. Do you brush your teeth? I hope you do. And went to bed. Looks so peaceful. They smiled at the good, and they frowned at the bad. Look at this guy. He's stealing. Oh, no. I hope you guys don't steal anything. Look, he has a policeman chasing him. And sometimes they were very sad. He broke his foot. They left the house at 9:30 in 2 straight lines. How many lines? Let's see if we can count them. 1, 2. Very good job, guys. In rain, oh look, or in sunshine. The smallest one was Madeline. What's the name of our book again? That's right, it's Madeline. She was not afraid of mice. Oh no, look at her. Look at all the girls sitting back here scared. I would definitely be back here scared of that mice. Oh, she's not afraid. That's a brave little girl. She loved winter, snow, and ice. Now, I also do love winter, snow, and ice. Look at them ice skating. To the tiger in the zoo, Madeline said, "Pooh, pooh." She was not afraid. Look at all the other little girls. Madeline was brave. And nobody knew so well how to frighten Miss Cavell. Oh, look at her walking up there on top of this bridge. That is not safe, guys. I would not recommend doing that. In the middle of one night, Miss Cavell turned on her light and said, "Something is not right." She had a feeling. Look, she points her finger up. She said, "Something's not right." I wonder what it could be. Little Madeline sat in bed, cried and cried. Her eyes were red. What do you think is the matter with Madeline? And soon after Dr. Cone came, he rushed out to the phone. and he dialed Danton 10-6. Nurse, he said, it's an appendix. Oh no, guys. I know that's not good. I had a friend one time in school who he had his appendix give him trouble, and he had to get it taken out. Oh no. Everybody had to cry. Not a single eye was dry. Oh, they're all sad for Madeline. Madeline was in his arms in a blanket, safe and warm. In a car with a red light, they drove out into the night. Do you guys know any cars with red lights? Kind of looks like that could be an ambulance. Oh, what's this in the background? That looks familiar to me. Do you know what building that is? That's the Eiffel Tower, which is in Paris. Madeline woke up 2 hours later in a room with flowers. They're very pretty flowers. Madeline soon ate and drank on her bed. There was a crank. I wonder what the crank was used for. What do you think? And a crack on the ceiling had the habit of sometimes looking like a rabbit. Do you guys see it? You have to turn it this way to see it. You see the rabbit? It's got 2 ears, eyes, and a nose. Outside were birds, trees, and sky, so 10 days passed quickly by. 10 days, that's a long time. One nice morning, Miss Cabell said, "Isn't this a fine day to visit Madeline?" Oh, looks like on a bus. And they got some flowers. There are some sweet friends. Visitors from 2 to 4 read a sign outside her door, tiptoeing with solemn face, with some flowers and a vase. Now the vase back here is used to hold the flowers. In they walked, and then they said, "Ah," when they saw the toys and candy and the dollhouse from Papa. But the biggest surprise by far on her stomach was a scar. Look at Madeline showing off her scar to all of her friends. Her appendix wasn't keeping her feeling well, so the doctors had to take it out. Madeline was so brave. "Goodbye," they said. "We'll come again." And the little girls left in the rain. Oh, some of their faces look kind of sad. They went home and broke their bread, brushed their teeth, and went to bed. They still all look very sad. In the middle of the night, Miss Cabell turned on the light and said, "Something's not right." Afraid of a disaster, Miss Cabell ran fast and faster. Look how fast she was running. And she said, "Please, children, do tell me what's troubling you." And all the little girls cried, "Boo-hoo! We want to have our appendix out too." Oh no, that's so silly. "Good night, little girls. Thank the Lord you are well. And now go to sleep," said Miss Cabell. And she turned out the light and closed the door. And that's all there is. There isn't no more. So that's the end of our story today. How brave was Madeline? I bet some of you guys are just as brave as her. Now remember, I said Madeline starts with what letter? M. Very good job. They sound out. Madeline. So we're going to go ahead and write on our board our L and M. Now, a capital L is one of those fun letters. It's 2 straight lines, so it's very easy. You draw your first line straight down, and then your second one comes out the bottom. It's almost as if you're doing some steps, right? But instead, you just stop right there, right? And that's a big capital L. If you're going to start a word of a sentence with an L, you'd use that, or a name. For a lowercase l, it's just a straight line. Now, this is where it gets tricky with letters, right? Because this letter, if I do this to it, what letter does that look like? The letter I, right? So you've got to be careful on how you write your L. You want one just big, straight, long, straight line. So it's our uppercase and our lowercase. And for our uppercase M, just draw a straight line, just like you did with the L. But this is where it gets a little tricky. You got to draw a diagonal line. And diagonal means it's not straight up and down. It's not to the side. It's kind of in between at an angle. It's kind of like a slide. So if you can imagine, right, this is a little slide here going down, right, and this is your ladder to walk up. But your slide doesn't go all the way down the ground. It's got to stop right here in the middle. And you're going to draw another line back up and then a ladder down. So it's kind of almost like these two slides are short and they meet in the middle to make your big capital M, right? So that's your capital M. For your lowercase m, it's going to start off with a shorter line. It's not going to go all the way up. It's going to hang out here. And then you get to draw two upside down smiles. I don't like to call them frowny faces because that's no fun, but it's like an upside down smile. So it's going to go here and stop, and then again. If you also want to think about it this way, we've talked about this letter before. What letter is that? The letter J. And so it's like you're drawing an upside down J here and here. All right. I know you guys are going to get these letters really easily. You can make these letters outside and things that you find around your house. I think, in fact, we have 2 or 3 photos from last week. We had Miss Lila write her letters out. I think she did them in these bead things. I'm not even sure what that's called, but they light up. And so she did the letter J and the letter K. And then we have Miss Rosie who did hers. She did hers out of stones. And then from the previous week, we have Noah who made his H and I out of some grass and some twigs. I love the dot of the I being the dandelion head. That's so great. So you guys can go ahead and do these letters at home again with things you find outside in your yard. While you're outside in your yard, focusing on things to make letters with, I want to challenge you guys to make a magic wand. Now, magic starts with what letter? What do you think? You think it starts with the letter L? Magic? I don't think it's quite right. Let's see. What about the letter M? Magic. Yes, magic starts with the letter M. So you're going to make yourself a magic wand. And for this, when you're outside, you're going to want to find a stick. Now, I found some sticks already. And so I went outside the office, and I found myself 2 sticks. One I already decorated here for us. So I went ahead, found my stick, and then I went and found some yarn, some ribbon, some pipe cleaners, and some beads. And this is my one magic stick. And so I want you guys to do the same. I want you to find your stick. This one's got a nice curve to it, right? And then you're going to get some items from home. Now, I have some ribbon here and some yarn, some pipe cleaners, and some beads. So to start off with this stick, I'm going to put some beads on my pipe cleaner. I have really tiny beads today, but it works better if you get some bigger ones. But this is really good to focus how to string beads onto pipe cleaners. You can do your beads onto string as well, or yarn, or ribbon, whatever you got. I'm going to string these on like so. I'm going to start down here. I'm going to wrap my pipe cleaner around for this one. Now, I got this idea from a friend of mine, actually. She was one of my professors in art school, and she's been doing this with her little girl in their neighborhood. And what they do, they go around and they find their sticks. They make them into magic wands, and then they leave them for other people to find. So that's what I would love for you to do, to find a stick, make it so pretty, add your fancy stuff to it, and then leave it in your neighborhood for another kid to find. So if you go for a walk with someone, you can leave it on the sidewalk. You can even have a parent or whoever's home with you write on the sidewalk or a driveway and say, free magic stick, must apply your own magic, right? You can take some ribbon. You can make a bow. This is the fun thing. You get to decide what you want your stick to look like. All right. Now, I would love to know who's watching with us this morning. Go ahead, comment your name. I'd love to know who's tuning in today. And because I'm going to pick someone who's tuning in to receive one of my magic sticks themselves. I'll drop it off to you. I'm going to pick someone Monday, so you want to make sure you comment your name before Monday morning. And we're going to pick someone to receive one of our magic sticks. All right? So, and I want to see pictures. If you make one, I would love for you to post it, share it on Facebook or Instagram, tag at Foundation Newnan, and we would love to share your photos of your own homemade magic sticks or magic wands. All right, so that's our fun activity for today. We're not done yet, though. We're going to talk about some colors. How many of you guys know your colors? I know mine pretty well, but I always love learning more about colors. So I want you guys to practice some of your colors this week. And I went ahead and made this clipboard. All I took was some paint, an old clipboard, and some of these clothespins. And so I painted 6 colors on this clipboard. Can you name these colors with me? See, this first one is, I think it starts with the letter O. Orange, right? It's the color of an orange. So I have orange here. Let's see, I have purple. Ooh, and the color of grass. What's the color of grass? It starts like grass with the letter G. It's green. So I got green. So I got orange, purple, green. Down here, of course, I have my favorite color, blue. And then we have the color of corn, which is yellow? Is it yellow? I think it's yellow, guys. Yellow. And then last but not least, some pink. So I went ahead and just painted these colors on my clipboard, and I glued on these clothespins. I want you guys to take this outside. I would love for you to find some things outside in your yard that match the color. So if you notice, for my green, I already have a piece of grass in here. But for my blue, I couldn't find a flower that was blue outside, but I found a balloon that was blue, so I clipped it there. So can you guys ask someone to help you make this at home? And then go out to your yard and see if you can find some orange flowers, or yellow, pink, purple, blue, and green. Or you can add different colors. Maybe you have red at home, red paint. I would love to see different colors and what you can find at home. Now, if you tuned in with us on Monday, we played a game. Me and Adam played a Simon Says type of game with colors. And so I want to show you guys that real quick again, because you can play this again at home to practice those colors. So I grabbed a big piece of white paper from our closet here and a bunch of different color, smaller pieces of paper. And I just taped them to the side. And so if you're practicing your colors, you want to be very specific, because if you notice on this board, I have a light orange and I have a dark orange. I have a light blue, a dark blue, and a teal kind of color. So you've got to really pick your colors well and practice them. And so what you can do is you can make this at home. You can get someone to help you with this, and you can call out those colors. So if I was going to play against Adam again, I might say, light orange, and Adam would want to tap light orange. Or dark blue, right? Yellow, and you want to find it with your feet. If you're like, I know all my colors, I'm really good at colors, this would be super easy, I want to challenge you to spice it up then. You'd say, left foot, dark blue, right? Right foot, lime green. And you'd have to say the foot and the color. So you might say, right foot, yellow. You have to go all the way back here. If you get really fancy, you give 2 out at a time. Say, left foot yellow, right foot green. So it'd go here and here, right? So you guys can play this at home, help with your colors, and get real fancy with it. Now, before we end today, I wanted to take some time to talk about our sign language letters. So today we learned what 2 letters? L and M. So to do an L in sign language, you're going to go just like this. It looks just like a big capital L. And for an M, this is really tricky. You're going to take your thumb. You're not going to go in between this finger, not in between this finger, but that third finger. You go all the way over. So when you hold your fingers down, you have 1, 2, 3. It's kind of like if you're going to write that lowercase m, you'd go 1, 2, 3, right? So this is L and then M. So let's practice our whole alphabet together again. So it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. You guys got that? Can you do it faster? All right, let's see. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. All right, we're moving through the alphabet. So that's our alphabet and sign language, and that's all we have for you guys today. We hope you enjoyed Foundation Kids School at Home, and we can't wait to see you next week. Bye, guys.